Let me just ask you, does this eviction moratorium need to be extended?
Absolutely. I think it's crucial that we extend the eviction protections before the current protections expire on June 30th. We still have countless Californians who are in very significant and we still have countless Californians that are in severe rental debt. And at the moment, the state has billions of dollars of rent relief available to struggling tenants and landlords. So the idea that we might allow evictions to start on July 1st when we have so much funding that's available to assist these individuals would be counterproductive at best and tragic at worst.
Let me ask you about that funding. It does seem to have been coming pretty slowly. Why is that?
It takes a while for new programs to be set up. We authorized this at the end of January. It took a few months for the state to prop up its new program. Local jurisdictions also have their own rent relief programs, and many of those have just come online in the last couple of weeks. There have also been some complications around just how difficult the application process has been. The state recently announced a simplification of that process. So the money has been slow to get out. Which is another reason why I think it would be tragic for us to allow evictions to start again, because we know there are so many folks out there who are in rental debt who could be eligible for this funding. And if we were to evict them before giving them a chance to avail themselves of this assistance, we would be evicting people unnecessarily.
And it is a pretty large pot of money that is going to be available, but it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, something only like 2% of that money has gotten out. Have we made any more headway?
I think technically it's a couple percentage that has actually gotten out. So if I recall, about 40% of the money has been applied for. I think about 15% of the money has been approved, and less than 4% has actually gone out in terms of like hard cold cash back into the hands of struggling tenants and landlords. And again, that is why I believe we need to extend the eviction protections to give time for us to get billions of dollars of financial assistance out to folks to avoid completely avoidable evictions and likely homelessness.
I also spoke with a landlord who, he said something that I'm not 100% sure on, and I'm hoping maybe you can clarify it for me. He said that there are protections in place currently that if the moratorium were to expire, tenants still couldn't be evicted for the debt that they occurred during the pandemic. Is that true?
That is true, but imagine if you are a tenant who is thousands of dollars behind on your rent and the July 1st rent comes up. It is true that if you have paid a portion of your rent to the landlord, you can't be evicted for prior months, but if you don't pay your full July rent, you could be evicted within a few days. So part of what we're trying to do is just help everybody catch up. We have so many tenants who, for reasons not of their fault, due to this pandemic, due to shutdowns and shelter-in-place orders, lost their jobs, lost significant income. And we want to make sure that folks aren't being unnecessarily evicted for reasons that were not their fault, particularly when there is so much funding that's available to help them erase that rental debt and make sure that they're made whole with their struggling landlords as well.
And how much more time do we need? When would be the next deadline, essentially?
Well, that's the discussion we're having right now. I would say, we've been having lots of conversations in recent weeks, and I'm hopeful that we're going to make progress on this, but on that exact amount, it's all in discussions right now. So I would say stay tuned.
Okay, and do you expect that the state will extend?
I'm hopeful. I think that all of my colleagues understand how important it is for us to not see a wave of evictions. It's in all of our interest to people. It's in all of our interest to keep folks housed in their homes and to make sure that landlords are being paid, and that we can really only do if we extend the eviction protections and give people time to apply for this money and to receive that money.
Okay, that's all my questions.